Welcome back, everybody. It has been a while. I believe the last time I had posted was for the Pereira and Ankalaev fight back in October. And I'm not going to sit here and give a whole description as to why I haven't posted, but I had a lot of personal things that were going on in my life. Family issues, other things were going on in my life. It was just 2025 was a very, very rough year for me, and I was kind of just pulling punches throughout the entire year. So, you know me personally, you know a lot of things that were going on. But if you have tailed all of my other bets, if you follow me on all my social medias, we're on like a 5-week win streak right now. So let's make it 6 with this card coming up. But this video is going to be a little different. The picks will be for later on. This video is going to be a little bit longer than normally. A lot of things have been happening recently with the UFC, man. I mean, Dana White blue balling us with the Adesanya fight. I'm sitting there basically thinking that there's going to be some big fight announced, or it's going to be UFC 327, or like a Islam, or even like a Pantoja Manel Cop, card of some sort. But kind of trolled us into Adesanya and Joe Pyfer fight. And don't get me wrong, like it's a very, very good, interesting fight, but like it just wasn't what I was expecting, and I don't think anybody else was really expecting that either. So very, very out of the ordinary. And then on other news, Kayla Harrison is out of the card for not this week but next week. So I mean that was very, very depressing to see that too. I was actually really excited for that fight. I think that was one of the biggest women's fights in the last few years that you could have made, and it's very, very unfortunate what happened. I heard something about her neck. Some people are saying that something with weight. I don't think that's true. I really do think that she had like some type of surgery or what they're saying, and she's fucked up and she couldn't do anything. Another fight that I'm actually surprised that Dana White didn't announce in the live that I'm actually excited for is the Mirzakhanov and Paulo Costa fight. Man, that is going to be a crazy fucking fight. I'm not going to get into my predictions with the Adesanya fight or the Osman Mirzakhanov and Paul Costa fight, but I am excited for those fights, and I really do think that those are going to be banger fucking fights. And I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are excited. And listen, it's been almost over a month without UFC, and this is going to be the first time they're coming back with the Paramount Plus deal. So I am so fucking excited. I've been having withdrawals without UFC, man. It's just this, I do this, guys, because I love it, and I love the sport of MMA. I've been doing this for years, and I just, like I said, this is my bread and butter. I love this shit. The fight game has actually been really weird recently. I was considering making a video about the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight, but I'm not gonna even entertain that nonsense. But all I'm gonna say is probably one of the worst boxing matches I've ever watched in my life. Of Jake Paul literally just trying to run away and survive, and I knew that they were just gonna push the narrative of oh, he went 6 rounds with one of the best heavyweight boxers in the world at this point. But like I said, I'm not even going to get into it. Not even going to sit here and discuss that. We're here to talk about UFC. We're here to talk about the predictions for the card coming up next week. So, like I said, we're going to get into this shit right now. First fight on the card, we got Adam Fuja and Ty Miller. I think Ty Miller is going to win this fight. Miller looks very, very promising. Adam's coming off a loss. I don't think Miller is going to get a finish here, but Miller knows how to pace himself throughout the fight from what I've watched, and I think that he could probably get himself to a decision here and probably win this fight against Adam, especially because Adam's coming off a loss too. And it's not just any loss. He didn't look good in his last fight. But I think that Adam is probably going to be outworked. I think that Miller's probably a little bit more technical, and like I said, I think he outpaces him, and I think he wins a hard-fought decision. So Miller to win is my prediction for the first fight on this card. Ricky Turcos and Karen Smotherman. I don't know, man. I mean, this is a really hard one because I like Cameron Smotherman, but the thing with him, he is a dog too. That's one thing that I will give Cameron Smotherman. The guy is a freaking dog, and he has heart. I mean, I don't know. This one I feel like is a toss-up. I feel like it could go either way. I'm going to go with Cameron Smotherman. I do like him to win this fight. Overall, I feel like this fight really could go either way. I don't think, this is like oh yeah, it's a definite win. Like, this is a fight I would stay away from and steer clear. Karen Smotherman does have heart. Like, we've seen him. He has dog in him. Also, his loss in his last fight isn't a bad loss. I mean, Ricky Simone is a UFC vet. We saw that knockout that he had over Basharat. I mean, dude's a top level. So I wouldn't say top 5 or top 10, but right outside that mark. So dude's a vet. He knows what he's doing. It's not a bad loss, but I do like Cameron Smotherman to win this fight. That would be my pick, and they're both coming off losses. So, like I said, this is one that I'm not really interested. I would just stay away from, but Cameron Smotherman is my official pick. Josh Hockett and Denzel Freeman. I'm going to have to go with the former NFL player. Josh Hockett has looked really good. I mean, he looked good on the Contender Series. When I was watching, I was very, very impressed. Dude has good grappling. Those elbows that he especially was throwing, those were freaking one of the most devastating elbows I've ever seen thrown in the Contender Series. And he looks good. He looks promising. I know this is like his, this is a, I wouldn't say like a big fight, but in a way it is. And there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, especially because everyone knows who he is now at this point. Or I would say more of not the non-casuals know who he is, I guess you could say. But he looks promising, and I'm going to have to go with Josh Hockett. I don't think Denzel Freeman's going to be able to, keep up with that grappling pace. And same thing, I see Josh Hockett take him down, potentially either subbing him or TKOing him, one or the other. But that is my official pick for Josh Hockett and Denzel Freeman. Next up, Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. This is one that I've been on the ropes with, man. I don't know. I mean, they're both coming off some pretty decent wins. I mean, Michael Johnson beat Daniel Zellhuber, and then Alexander Hernandez coming off the win against Chase Hooper. I mean, Hernandez has been on a roll, man. I don't know, but like Michael Johnson, I think is like 4-1 in his last 5 fights. So I'm not too sure. I'm just going to say fuck him, man. I think Michael Johnson can pull this off. I think he can. I think he's capable of pulling this fight off. Guy's 40 years old, but man, he looks good recently. So I'm going to probably just go with Michael Johnson to pull off an upset and beat Alexander Hernandez. This isn't a confident pick. I'm probably going to stay away from this. But Michael Johnson to pull off an upset, that's my prediction for this fight. Alex Perez and Charles Johnson. Not going to stick around long with this one. I think Charles Johnson is going to destroy Alex Perez. I think there's levels, and I think that Charles Johnson is just way better on the feet. Dude's got power. His boxing combinations are through the roof. He's the only person to beat Joshua Van inside the UFC, and actually not just beat him, but he knocked him the fuck out. So Charles Johnson to win. I do like him. And I believe he is the favorite too at like a minus 150 or something like that. So Charles Johnson to win. I do like him to win this fight. And I would say he's more on the confident side. But yeah, I don't think Alex Perez is going to be able to keep up with him on the feet. And I think Alex Perez might try to turn into a Dagestan wrestler, I guess you could say. But yeah, I like Charles Johnson to win this fight, and I think he gets it done. Next up on the prelims, Nikita Krylov and Bukauskas. I think Bukauskas is knocking Krylov out. Krylov just does not look good. I don't know what the hell's happened to him, man, but getting knocked out by Bogdan and then also freaking getting knocked out by Reyes too. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's time for Krylov to start thinking about retirement soon. I think this potentially could be the end of his career. I think Bukauskas probably knocks him out. Bukauskas, I think, just came off of knocking out Paul Craig too, so I mean that makes the most sense to me. So Bukauskas to win this fight, I think it happens, and I think he does do it. Next up, one of my favorite up-and-coming middleweights prospects, Ateba Gautier versus Andre Pulev. There's not much to say with this. Pulev is going to be overwhelmed with the pressure and the power of Ateba Gautier, and you're going to see him crumble under that pressure. Now, I do think Ateba has what it takes to be a champion, for sure. And, all these people are shitting on him, like saying, oh, he hasn't really beat anyone. He's versing, he's a can crusher. He's just beating up on bums. Definitely, I wouldn't say his wins are, top-level competition, but The UFC knows what they're doing, especially when they're building stars like him, up-and-coming prospects. They know what they're doing, and they're feeding him these guys for the experience, and he's only going to keep getting better. And he's young, too. He's only 20, 23 years old. I don't know if Teba Gautier is going to be able to make middleweight, though, for the rest of his career. I could see him potentially moving up to light heavyweight at one point. He's a big boy, man. And at 23 years old, he could definitely still make it, but for how long? I don't know. But Teba Gautier will win this fight. I think he wins inside the first round, and I think he knocks Andre Pulev the fuck out. And I think it's a brutal knockout. So Teba Gautier, too much power, too much pressure. I believe he gets it done inside the first round. So Teba Gautier, confident pick. Lock him in. Take him by knockout if you want, but he will win this fight. Umar Nurmagomedov and Deiveson Figueiredo. I cannot believe the odds for this fight. I'm actually in shock. But Umar is going to win this fight. He's, ever since that Merab loss, I mean, even before the Merab loss, he was good, but he's looking a lot better now. The only thing that I worry with Umar is, you know, it looks like he's a little I wouldn't say chinny because he recovers, but he's always getting rocked now in, you know, his recent fights. So, I don't know. I mean, the fact that Mauro Batista almost was able to knock him out with that knee too, I couldn't believe it. Umar has a chin, man. That knee was crazy. The fact that he ate that was insane. But Deiveson Figueiredo is, you know, much older now. He's at the end of his career. I don't think there's anything else left. Umar, young in his prime, looking to try to get that gold back now, and he has a good chance now that Merab isn't there. Merab, I feel like, was the only one that could really pose a threat. I think he has the ability to beat Peter Yan, but that's a different discussion. But Umar to win this fight against Deiveson Figueiredo, I think he does get it done, and he probably wins a decision. I mean, Deiveson isn't a fish out of water on the ground, but Umar is just so well versed to where the striking could, the striking could also open up his grappling, and the grappling could also open up his striking. So it works out either way for Umar, I feel like, and I think he does win a decision, potentially 30-27. I don't think this fight's going to be close, and I think that Deiveson Figueiredo is just going to be outworked. Umar's too young in his prime, and he's relentless too. He doesn't stop, and his pressure is just out of this world. So Umar to win, and I think he gets it. I think he gets a hard-fought decision. Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. I think Natalia Silva is going to win this fight, but I would not be surprised if Rose Namajunas somehow pulled off an upset. She's a dog, man. She's a fucking dog. I mean, I've called Rose as an underdog for years. I called her when she fought Zhang. I called her when she fought JJ the first time. I mean, Rose is a fucking beast. I don't know. I think that Natalia Silva is in her prime right now, though, and she looks really, really good. You know, like I said, young, in her prime, and her kickboxing is on another levels. And I don't know if Rose is going to be able to keep up with her in the kickboxing or stand-up department in general. But man, she gets that fight to the ground though. It's all Rose, 100%. But like I said, you can never count Rose out. Rose is a dog. And she definitely is a live underdog, I guess you could say. But I'm going with Natalia Silva. I've been standing by her for a while now, and I think she will get this done. And I think that she probably will win a decision. So Natalia Silva to win a hard-fought decision. That is my official prediction for that fight. We are now on the main card. I am so fucking excited for this main card. Been excited to talk about this with you guys. Like I said, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment. I love hearing your guys' takes. You know, like I said, if you don't agree with something that I'm saying, let me know. I'm always open to debate with any of you guys or have a conversation, whatever. But starting off with a banger fight, Arnold Allen and John Silva. I think John Silva is going to fuck up Arnold Allen. John Silva, in my opinion, is better than Diego Lopez. He got reckless. He got caught. It happens. Shit happens. It's a fight. But 9 out of 10 times, I think Silva's beating Diego Lopez. He got reckless, and he got full of himself. He got cocky, got arrogant, and got caught. It's part of the fight game. It happens. Shit happens. But I think that Silva, coming off a loss, is going to bounce back. I think he's going to get it done. I think he knocks out Arnold Allen. His power is through the roof. We know this already. And Arnold Allen also is definitely an underrated fighter, I guess you could say, but I don't think he's beating John Silva. I just don't. I don't see it. I think Silva coming off a loss is going to come back even hungrier, and I think he has the potential to knock him out inside 2 rounds. So that's my prediction for that fight. I mean, Silva's just kickboxing is just so relentless. His pressure's through the roof, and he knows how to get into some of these fighters' heads. So I think Silva does get it done, and I think he knocks out Arnold Allen, and that's a prediction that I am calling for this fight. So John Silva to win inside the distance, and I think he knocks out Arnold Allen. I think he does it, fairly severely. So that is the call for that fight. Where's Waldo versus Derrick Lewis, man? Oh my God. I'm actually so excited for this fight. I've been tossing and turning. This fight is literally you're flipping a coin and you're praying that it lands on heads or tails, whatever. Like I said, whatever it is. This is like a Christmas miracle, whoever the fuck you're going for. However, I do think Waldo is going to win. I think Waldo is young in his prime, better boxer, more technical, and he has power too. Don't get me wrong. Derrick Lewis lands one shot, this fight's done. Waldo's going out. But this is a heavyweight fight. That anybody can land a shot and it goes out. That's how the heavyweight fights work. Derrick Lewis coming off of beating Teixeira, though, is very, very impressive. And he did it at like plus 300 odds. No one was expecting that. But you can't, like I said, you can never count the Black Beast out. He's a dog. But Waldo's been hot too. I mean, Waldo had the loss to Pavlovich, but he beat Aspinall's boy, and then he also beat what do you call it in his last fight? Beat Shamil. So Shamil's no slouch either. Like, I wouldn't say Shamil's a bum. I know all these fans make the memes of Shamil and stuff like that, but Shamil is not some slouch. Just Waldo is that good, and his boxing is actually very underrated for the heavyweight division as well. So I do like Waldo to win, and I think Waldo will get this fight done, and I think he knocks out Derrick Lewis. And potentially the winner of this fight is getting a title shot. Whether it's, I believe, whether Gane or fucking Aspinall fight eventually. I think the winner of this fight will fight them. Or the other, I'm not going to get into the other rumors about Pereira bumping up to fight Gane for an interim title. I'm not even going to discuss that yet because we don't know what the hell is going on with that. But yeah, I think the winner of this fight potentially will get a title shot, or this is a title eliminator. So we'll see what happens. But I think Waldo does win this fight, and like I said, I think he wins inside the distance. The new co-main event, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I like O'Malley to win this fight. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a little iffy with picking O'Malley, only because of the way that he's been talking recently. Retirement. Talking about retirement, saying, I only want to fight 2 more fights. It's not a good look. Anytime a fighter talks about retirement, I always get skeezed out. I get nervous. I get scared. I mean, it's just not a good look. Like, even like when Dustin was talking about it, like I knew Max was gonna win. I knew once Dustin was talking about that, I was like, dude, Max is gonna win. Don't get me wrong, it was a tough fight for, it was a good fight, it was a brawl, but Max, obviously clearly won the fight. But like I said, just mentally, when you're in that type of state as a fighter, you're checking out. But if putting all that aside, O'Malley's gonna have the length, he's gonna have the reach. He knows how to manage distance. He knows how to pace himself throughout the fight. Clearly a better kickboxer. And has the power. I mean, Song has power too, but I feel like O'Malley is just so fast. When he touches you, it's like, holy shit. Like, even when he touched Aljo, it wasn't like some crazy. It looked crazy, but I feel like it was the fact that he was coming towards him and he was throwing the cross as it came. So O'Malley, I feel like is the better striker. The only thing that I worry too is if Song tries to take him down, which I do think he will try, and I do think that Song will get him down. It's whether O'Malley can get up or not. And Song isn't like Merab. He's not like a forward pressure wrestler that's going to keep shooting on him. Like, that was the thing, is O'Malley was just getting tired because Merab was just overwhelming him. Merab was shooting so many takedowns, it was ridiculous. O'Malley just couldn't do anything. But I don't know if Song is going to try to do that. I could see Song just keeping in a stand-up fight and getting picked apart for 3 rounds and O'Malley winning a decision. I would be shocked if O'Malley knocked out Song. Song is very hard to put away. I mean, like I said, it's going to be tough, but I think O'Malley can win a decision. And that's the route that I'm going with. I think O'Malley wins a decision. I think potentially it could be 50-50 in terms of the who the decision goes toward, depending on how close it looks. But you look at the stats, you look at the attributes. This is a favorable matchup for O'Malley, 100%. So O'Malley to win this fight, and I think he wins a hard-fought decision. Main fight of the card. Guys, like I said, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe. It's the least you guys can do. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the final fight. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. This is one that I've been sitting on for a while. One thing that I will say with this fight is it is a toss-up. It depends on how this fight really goes, because Justin Gaethje is no fucking slouch. I see all these people picking Paddy, but Justin Gaethje is not a slouch. The dude is a dog, and he has elite fucking striking, good power, and his leg kicks are fucking brutal, and that could be a problem for Paddy if he's not checking them. However, I am going to pick Paddy Pimblett to win this fight, only because of Justin Gaethje coming out with the staph infection. Well, he didn't say it himself, obviously. No fighter's ever going to say that, but Justin Gaethje 100% has staph infection. We've seen it in his neck, and it's, like I said, it's not a good look when a fighter goes into a fight with staph infection. I mean, there's only been so many fighters, or few fighters, that have won with staph infection. The only one I can name off the top of my head was Islam. I mean, Arman had staph infection, pulled out, with the back injury. Sean Strickland lost to Dricus. I mean, there's a lot of fighters that get staph, and that's it. Even Leon, I believe, had staph infection when he was going into the fight with Prates, and look at him, he got knocked out. So taking away the staph infection and as a complete disadvantage, which it is, Paddy Pimblett is going to be a bigger, he's a big lightweight. He has decent striking, which he's improved on tremendously. And I believe in the grappling, it's not even going to be close. I think that if Justin Gaethje gets taken down, I think he's a fish out of water. Now, I've seen other people talking about, what if he doesn't get him down, and, stuff like that, and Paddy Pimblett will be able to get him down. I promise you. Paddy Pimblett will get him down eventually, and it will happen. The fact that Fiziev was able to get him down kind of, gives me more confidence. But you know what it was, too, is I don't think Justin Gaethje was expecting Fiziev to take him down, because in the first fight, Justin Gaethje obviously came out opening with the leg kicks like how he always does, and Fiziev knew that going into the second fight, and he timed it and took him down off that. So I just don't think that Justin Gaethje was expecting Fiziev to take him down, especially because Fiziev isn't anywhere near the type of grappler that Paddy Pimblett is, but or anyone that Justin Gaethje has fought, in that amount of at that time period. He's fighting Khabib, Oliveira. I mean, those guys were freaking on different levels, but Paddy Pimblett, like I said, he's going to have the grappling advantage. Also, dude has a fucking chin. Paddy Pimblett doesn't go out. We've watched Paddy Pimblett take some fucking mean-ass fucking shots. I don't think Paddy Pimblett's getting knocked out. I've seen other people go with the route of it could be a split decision, and they might give it to Paddy. But, man, this is a tough fight, because I like both these guys, man. And the rumor is if Justin Gaethje loses his fight, he's retiring on the spot. So, I mean, that would really fucking suck. I don't know. I mean, I could definitely see a world where Justin Gaethje pulls this off, though, and wins, for sure. Justin Gaethje is a great underdog, especially for his value, too. I don't think it's out of this world for Justin Gaethje to pull off an upset and win. But I do like Paddy Pimblett to win because of the grappling aspect and because that he's such a big lightweight. And Paddy is only improved, and he's gotten a lot better. For me to sit here and doubt Paddy when he's looked better every single fight and he's improved every time, I think would just be silly. I think it would be nonsense. And like I said, Justin Gaethje's older. I feel like he's towards the end of his career. Paddy Pimblett's young in his prime, and the dude's just fucking hot right now. He's on a tear. I mean, that's pretty much what you have to look at is the wins, and the wins aren't that great, I guess you could say. I mean, he beat a 2-5 Michael Chandler, barely beat Tony Ferguson, I feel like, lost the fight to Jared Gordon, and then submitted Bobby Green, but man, Bobby Green isn't that great in my opinion, but I don't know. Justin Gaethje's like his losses aren't bad either. Like Justin Gaethje's fought dogs, and man, I don't know. I mean, Justin Gaethje's last win too against Fazid coming off a 2-year layoff, due to and he was coming off a bad injury with his knee. This is like a weird one, man. It really is, but Pat Pimblett is going to be my pick, but like I said, this could go either way. So that's pretty much it, guys. Pat Pimblett to win against Justin Gaethje, and I think potentially he could club and sub him. I think he could drop Justin Gaethje on the feet, not unexpectedly, which I don't think anyone's expecting. Club and sub him, drop him and sub him, kind of like how Oliveira did. I could see a world where it happens. So I think Patty does get it done. I think he shuts all the haters up, and I think he wins inside the distance, probably within 3 rounds, I would say. So Patty Pimblett to win this fight. Guys, thank you if you have stayed this long and watched. Very excited for the card for next week, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm excited for this Paramount Plus deal, and more people are going to be able to watch the card now instead of just sitting here trying to pirate it off of illegal websites and bullshit. So hopefully you guys enjoy this card. Hopefully you guys like this video. Like I said, in the comments, let me know what you guys think. All love always, and I will see you guys next time.